Hey everyone, it's Jeremy here, and today's video is called You Get Confidence by Doing Stuff. And the reason I'm doing this video is because I've noticed in my own life the things that I'm good at, the things that I'm confident with, I have spent quite a lot of time on. And so in your own life, you probably have things that you wish you could be more confident in. Maybe you have approach anxiety. You're afraid of approaching someone you don't know and starting up a conversation. So let's use that as an example for being confident with that. You want to be confident approaching people. And let's say that you see someone and you want to talk to them. Let's just use an example. If you're a guy and you see a woman that you want to go talk to, but you have approach anxiety, which means you're afraid, you're nervous about going up to that person and saying something. And the reason you are nervous is because you do not have enough experience doing it such that you're confident. You don't have enough, I would call it a sample size. You don't have enough samples of actually doing it such that you can predict or have a good idea of what's going to happen. So confidence comes with being able to predict situations. So I know that sounds, you think about that for a moment. Confidence comes from predictability. And the more and more you do something, the more and more you're going to be able to predict what's going to happen. And the reason you can predict is because you're getting good at it. Your mind is understanding the situation more and more. And if you've only done something a few times or even 5 to 10 times, that's not enough of a sample size. You need to do something hundreds, even thousands of times before you become confident in it. So let's just use the example of you or this guy, a guy who has approach anxiety. In order to get confident, this is gonna blow your mind. You must go up to people and talk to them while you are nervous, have anxiety, and are afraid. So you may have all three of those things. You may be walking, you may be taking the steps to go talk to the person, and your heart may be pounding, you may be sweaty, you may be nervous, and you may be deathly afraid. But even if you feel those things, you can still walk up to someone and go, "Hi, how are you?" and start there. Who knows what the person's going to say? That's called your experience, though. One, you got over the hump by going to talk to a person and say hi or hello or whatever you said. And number two, you got feedback from that person and how they responded to you. And that is now something you've accumulated in your mind. And the more and more experiences you accumulate in your mind for something, the more and more confident you're going to become with that. So I'm going to take myself as an example. I am not used to going up and talking to strangers, especially other women. It's just not something I've done. But it's something I'm interested in doing and learning more about for no other reason than I'm just curious and interested in learning about myself as I do it. That's really the only reason. I'm not terribly concerned with whether someone calls me back or anything else. I'm more interested in what it's making out of me to do it. And I've only approached probably, 7 or 8 people so far and talked to them and even asked a few for their number to get together later. And I've had nothing actually result in doing it. But even with 7 or 8 experiences, I've built up this confidence meter in me just with 7 or 8 experiences. I believe I need to do this many, many hundreds of times, not just 7 or 8 times. But I've already built up kind of this mini confidence meter that says, hey, I did it before and it wasn't that bad. And having someone not get in touch with you after you get contact information with them, it's not that bad. And it's boosting my own confidence. It's actually helping me in other areas of my life. I'm becoming more confident at work in the way I interact with people. I'm becoming less afraid and speaking up. And these are very good things. Like, if you want to be successful and you're a man, just start going up and talking to women and striking up conversations and even asking for their phone numbers. And if you get rejected, it's okay. If you get a number and they don't call you back, it's okay, because it makes out of you something more than you are as you gain the experience. And you'll start to drive the fear away as you become more comfortable and accustomed to what happens. And I look at myself, some people say, Jeremy, gosh, you're lucky, you're this tall, handsome, built guy with a nice beard. And I say, it doesn't matter how you look, it doesn't matter anything about you, it really doesn't matter. Like, even with all of that, I get rejected. So I don't look at it as, oh, I have this huge advantage. Your advantage is if you can take the time to master a skill and gain confidence in it. That becomes your advantage. And then I think your looks or your height, those are all secondary things that aren't as important. At least that's been my experience so far with my own small sample size. This weekend I'm going to go up to Salt Lake City. There's a big mall there. I think it's called City Creek or something like that. I'm going to go there in the morning, and I'm going to spend the whole day just talking to people and meeting people. Hopefully I'm going to get rejected a bunch. I may make some new friends. Either way, it's going to be awesome, because I hope that my goal is to increase my sample size from 7 or 8 to like 50 or more. And I think doing that is going to give me a lot of new experiences, a lot of new perspectives, and it's going to strengthen my own courage meter. And so this is my video for you. If you want to be confident, just start doing whatever it is you want to be confident in. If it's computer programming, you have to sit down and you have to fumble through it over and over and over until you learn it. And like me, I'm fumbling through this experience of how to approach strangers and talk to them. And I love talking to people. That helps. It helps that I'm passionate about talking and getting to know people. That makes it easier for me to do. And so that's something I'm interested in. But for you, whatever it is you lack confidence in, you have to do it over and over and often. And you'll get to a point, like with me in doing like website development, that's one of my core skills that I've been doing for the last 12, 13 years now. And I'm so comfortable doing it that I don't even think about it anymore. And so my hope is that I'll become that comfortable and skilled at approaching people such that I'm able to now approach people, speak to them, understand the nuances that come when interacting with someone. And I think that will help me in other areas. It may help me do sales eventually or other things like that. I just don't know what the benefits are going to be. So confidence, it comes by doing something over and over and often, even if you're deathly afraid and nervous and you can't breathe because you're so nervous. Then talk while you're out of breath. Just go, hang on a second, I'm nervous. And then just talk and make fun of yourself. I mean, find a way to make it playful. I'm really nervous, and I'm really sweaty. See, like I'm sweaty under my arms right now because I'm intense when I do anything, and that's just how I am. So there you go. This is Jeremy. I'm doing a video for you. Confidence comes by doing something over and over and over, and then learning in your mind the results of it. Thank you for listening. Now go out there and be confident.